and welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Ooh, we are halfway through the broadcast here. We've made it through. We're here. We just wrapped up with our first two matches of the Maestros of the Game preliminary round. Showtime has made it through. Ryung has made it through, and now we're here to determine who will join them. Will it be Zoun or Spirit as we jump into a PvT? Here we go. As we jump into our first game, we're loading into Sandworm. And spawning in the top side of Sandworm, we have, bottom side of Sandworm, we have the red Protoss player. We have the red Protoss himself for Team Vitality. It is Zoun. And spawning in the top side of Sandworm, we have the Polish Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing ROC Esports. It is a Spirit. Go, and if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our Terran versus Protoss matchup. Here we go. We're jumping into our TVP, and coming into this, Spirit, he has had a bit of a rocky 2025, I'll be honest. I was very impressed with him last year, but coming into this year, it does feel like he's been a little bit more rough around the edges. Likewise, Zoun also made his return at the end of last year, returning from the military, returning to StarCraft, has been rising through the ranks, has been improving, and we'll see how far he can go. I lean towards Zoun in this series, but I wish the best to Spirit. I would love to see him make it through. I'd love to see him make it into the main event. We'll see if he can. Oh boy. And again, welcome on to Sandworm. Sandworm is one of the older TLMC 20 maps. We have casted many games on Sandworm, if you recall, especially at the start of the year when we were still in the middle of TLMC 20 and the judging phase and the judging process and the voting phase was still open. This was one of the many popular maps. I actually voted on this map, if you recall. I did vote for Sandworm. It is a lot of fun and great to see it once again here in this tournament map pool. Great to see it once again. For now, double gas opener out of Spirit, going for a proxy factory, one base all in. Okay, let's go. Proxy factory out of Spirit. He's gonna double down. Zoun, he's denied entry into the main base. He saw double gas. He should be expecting a factory, but he's, I'm sure, expecting it back at home. But he's checking on the edges of the map. Probe on the left, a probe on the right. He's searching for the factory. He knows that it should be already in production, and he will find it. Wow, big scout here for Zoun. He does find the factory. He's aware. Proxy Tech Lab into Proxy Tank. Yeah, 1-1-1. One base all in out of Spirit, and Zoun has seen everything he needs to, and we'll see if he can deny these add-ons, deny the production. As here comes the Stalker. Stalker does move out. It does hit the production. Will deny the starport. Ay. Starport is denied. We'll use a map before the season switch and tournaments as well. Been some nice games. Yeah. We casted on this map for many weeks. Most of the tournaments did switch to TLMC maps. I remember the Warrior didn't switch, unfortunately, his weeklies to it, but he did actually host, of course, a TLMC event. As one Stalker does get caught. Nice snipe there with the Cyclone. The starport, though, is still not done. Yeah, big delay on the starport. This is allowing Zoun to just build up further. Second shield batteries on the way. Plenty of energy, diving on the Cyclone. Oh, late reaction there out of Spirit. Does sustain a lot of damage onto the Cyclone. The Cyclone is low. And Zoun is getting extra warp pins here. He's got how many? He's got 2 gates so far. He's got 2 more on the way, so 4 gates set up. Again, this push is just so delayed here. Liberator's on the way. Another Cyclone! Cyclone goes down. Massive pickup. Takes on the Cyclone. Kites away from the tank. Barely out of range. And the longer this game goes on, the better it is for Zoun. Remember, Zoun is on 2 bases. Zoun is on 2 expansions, 2 bases. He does catch reinforcements. Marine's going to be going down. And the boys have been pulled. We got the boys to repair. They're on the tank. Zoun, he just counterattacks. True, I mean, there's nothing at home. There's 4 vanilla Marines. No. Oh. Nicely done. Sneaking on top of the Stalkers. Getting 1, 2, 3 Stalker kills. Oh my god, 4 Stalkers even. 5 Stalkers go down. A better trade here for Spirit. But across the map, so many Marines are falling. Boys are being pulled. Spirit, he cannot reinforce. Getting one Stalker across the map. Liberation has arrived. As we're going on top of one of the gateways. Meanwhile, SCVs are going down. Brutal damage. Bearing in mind the Spirits, he has limited workers to begin with, as he is one base all in. Dust around, that's going to be 9 dead SCVs, and here comes down. Getting on top of the tank, one tank goes down, now going for the Liberator. The Liberator barely falls as well, but that is still a brutal trade. Spirit, he can still pull this off. Can still pull this off. Mortals on the way. Spirit going for proxy Banshee. Let's go. The Banshee, the Immortal has arrived, does focus on the first tank, he gets one, and he should get two. Both tanks go down, GG gets called, and Zoun, he survives the cheese, he survives the all-in, and Zoun takes game number 1. GG. Zoun takes game 1. He does take a lead in the series. A spicy build here out of Spirit. Unfortunately, Zoun, he scouted immediately. He saw across the map, he saw the double gas opener, he noticed that the factory was missing, and he found the factory across the map. He heavily delayed the starport. The starport was so insanely delayed, meant that we had a late either medevac or liberator, whatever the plan was initially, was heavily delayed, and Zoun, he had more time to enjoy his economy, to warp in more units, and to prepare back at home. GG. Despite that, there was some shaky fights for Zoun. Like Zoun, he was losing a lot of Stalkers throughout the course of the defense, so it was a messy defense out of Zoun, but it was good enough, and with that, GG. GG, well played, as Zoun takes the lead, and we'll see what Spirit has in store for us coming into game number 2. Meanwhile, a big shout to Tort 1983 in the chat. Thank you so much for subscribing for second time with Twitch Prime. Thank you so much for 2 months of support. We do appreciate it. Gracias. Do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Catching up here, reason was supposed to use the older maps in the weeklies. Yes, it was OSC. OSC were sponsoring the event, and OSC have a rule set about what maps can and can't be used for their tournaments. So in the end, that was the rationale for that back in the day. Again, that was back at the start of the year. But here we go. Now we're getting to game 2. Game 2 is going to be on Tokamak. Okay, now we're going to be going into one of the more standard ladder maps in the map pool. One of the larger maps as well. Larger map, longer rush distance by ground, much more defendable. And we'll see how our players do approach this. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of Tokamak, we have the Polish Terran player. We have the blue Terran. Down in the series, we'll see who bounce back. Representing ROC Esports, it is Spirit. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the red Protoss. Representing Team Vitality, it is Zoun. We go. And we'll keep an eye on Spirit here when it comes to the initial openers. Went for a spicy build in game 1. I don't see him doing that again in this series. I'm sure it's going to be very map dependent. Again, we're loading into one of the larger maps in the map pool, so trying to go for a cheese or aggression here is going to be less impactful. It's going to be the map itself, I should say, is going to be working against the aggressing player. Not saying that all-ins can't work on Tokamak. They can, but there is more working against you. For now, single gas openers, so something more economic. Racks expand out of Spirit. Again, on Tokamak, this does make plenty of sense. So a much more economic opener. Getting ready for the CC. Zoun does confirm, and Zoun, he will attempt to delay. He may even force the CC off center. As Spirit, he has the money for it. Force to make a Marine first. Marine first. Do we get the pylon? Do we get the block off? Up! So far, not quite able to. CC on location, no pylon block, but nice delay. Does force one SCV off the mineral line as well. Zoun just being as annoying as possible. As from here, he can pull away. Does pull away. Back at home. Standard opener out of Zoun. Gate expand into Cybercore. Oh, sorry. Gate Cyber expand. So standard opener. Especially after what happened in the last game. Just playing safe. Just playing safe. Just playing standard. Not cutting too many corners. Just calming down. Calming down and settling in. Should that, did we play on Golden Wall already? That was Sandworm was game 1, but we have not played on Golden Wall tonight. We have featured Gresvan. Gresvan we have played on already when it comes to the extended map pool, but Golden Wall is something that we have not featured yet. I mean, Golden Wall was one of the more quirky maps, if you recall. Similar to El Dorado, for example. So I don't know if players are too willing to play on Golden Wall, as it's less standard. But I look forward to it. Hope we get to see it at some point. Hope we get to see it. Twilight Council opener out of Zoun. We have our take of choice. And the Spirit, he does not get into the main. He does not scout. Not yet. Just being as annoying as possible. Sentry will deflect. Spirit goes into the main. Boys are being pulled, but Spirit, he does get behind the mineral line, and he will scout the Twilight Council. Does scout, does confirm. Cross the map hallucination also gets highest on the 1-1-1. No fast tech lab yet. We're going for initially a mine drop, and then we'll keep an eye on the tech labs. We'll see if we go for tech lab on the factory or on the starport. We go into Banshees, tank production, Raven play. Show us what you got. As now it's just the drop. And Melissa Stormhost on Golden Wall. Yeah, I mean, it was a little bit implied. But Golden Wall, similar to El Dorado, did have an area of the map similar to Torches. Did have an area of the map that was completely walled off, so it is safer to go for something like Stormhost. Similar to Alcyone as well. Or what's the other one? Crimson... Not Crimson Wall. Crimson Court, that's it. Similar to Crimson Court. Where there are areas of the map that are otherwise walled off, so you can make use of like Nidus play and Stormhost play. So there are maps where that kind of style is more viable. Less applicable here. So we're getting into our 3-1-1, standard follow-up here out of Spirit. Meanwhile, I believe 3-gate Blink. Yes, 3-gate Blink out of Zoun going for his own third. So Zoun just playing very safe, getting into the mid-game. From here, we should be seeing a Forge into Twilight Council into Charge. There we go, there's our Charge follow-up. No Forge yet, but we should be seeing one soon into delayed splash damage. From here, we can then decide to go into Storm or go into Colossus production. Both are viable, both are options. But we'll get there after Charge. As mine shots are going up. Does get some damage. More importantly, we get a Scout. As Spirit, he will lose his Metamax. Scouts the main base, sees the gateway explosion, is aware that there's no rush into a bay or into a Temple Archives, is aware it's going to be more gateway heavy. A little bit surprised there is no Forge, but regardless. Now we see why. Going for a faster Temple Archives, Zoun is going into Storm. So Storm is going to be on the way. Spirit getting a third TC, building up into the mid-game. And Zoun going for a delayed Forge, delayed +1. But faster Storms instead. There is... Oh, never mind. I was going to say this. No! As a full medevac is going to go down. Brutal pickup. I was going to say there's a window in time where Spirit can try to punish and try to be active and be aggressive before Zoun comes in with Storm, but alas, gets completely shut down, and Spirit, he's stuck on 2 bases. He's stuck on 2 bases, he's contained. And Zoun, he's free to tech up. Free to expand. Free to do what he wants. Down, he doesn't get the Marauder. Nice control. Nice micro out of Spirit. He saves the Marauder. Nice Major Zoun. Oh no! The Marauder still goes down. Zoun gets the hell out of there. Baits out of Stim. Baits a Stim. Storm is going to be ready for the fight. Spirit, he has to be so careful here. He's playing with fire. Doesn't commit. Pulls away. Raven into the main. Raven does go down. Ay, ay, ay. The Raven doesn't escape. Gets a couple of probe kills, which is nice, but that is still a brutal loss for Spirit. And it's been a shaky road here into the mid game. It's been shaky. Zoun trying to keep up with the armor rotation, moving out with the Zealot run by. Zealot was the third, it does find the main army. First Zoun, nice spread. Nice spread out of Spirit. He avoids the first storm. The others, well, they do connect. Oh god, the others do connect. Brutal storms. As there's still more High Templar ready. At the same time, Zoun does hit the mineral line. SCVs are going down, and Spirit, he's committed. He is committed. He's going to commit. He's going to go. The longer this goes on, the worse it's going to be for him. Small workers are going down. Spirit rotating over. Headed towards the third. Oh. Down, he's holding onto that storm. Takes out the tank. That's going to be 33 SC. Jesus, 33 SCV kills. That's insane damage. And again, it's all or nothing for Spirit. Brutal storm. His storm connects to the army. And there's almost nothing here. There's almost nothing left for Spirit. Here goes another couple of storms. And GG gets called as Zoun, he shuts down the main army, and Zoun takes a 2-0 lead. GG. Whew. GG, well played again. Just a really rough start for Spirit. So winding it back, he lost a full medevac, of course, in the beginning. We saw that Zoun, of course, was able to contain, able to delay. Spirit, he did not go for a 2-base all-in, was getting into a third CC, and he wasn't quite able to punish Zoun. Zoun able to quickly embrace Storm, and initially, Spirit, he didn't have to go all in. He wasn't committed. Unfortunately, he was forced to because he lost 33 SCVs back at home. That Zealot run by ensured that Spirit had to commit, that he had to find damage. Either that or the game would end, as he lost far too much back at home. And with that, GG. GG, well played. Zoun, he forced the all-in. And with that, Zoun does take game number 2. He's up 2-0. He's up 2-0. And now we're getting into game 3. I almost said ace match. We're getting into game 3. We're on match points. Potentially the final game of the series. I'm hoping for a back and forth. I want to see more between these two players, but the pressure is on Spirit. Up next, we're going to be loading into Ultra Love. Ultra Love is a smaller map in the map pool, so aggression is favored. If Spirit wants to be more aggressive and go for a 2-base all-in or go for a proxy, like this kind of play can be more favored here on Ultra Love. So we'll see if Spirit can get damage done early on. Let's go. Let us go. Likewise, I'm sure Zoun is aware, so we should be seeing a bit of a safer build out of Zoun, or we could see Zoun be the aggressor instead. It goes both ways. We often talk about 2-base all-ins and hyper-aggression from Terran and TVP, but Protoss can also be aggressive as well. Let's go. Let us go. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the Red Protoss representing Team Vitality. Leading the series 2-0, it is Zoun. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Blue Protoss player. The Blue Protoss representing ROC Esports. Wait. Sorry, I have the wrong way around. Wait, what? Sorry, I was so confused. Okay, never mind. I was like, wait, what? It just didn't register in my mind. Papi, it's 5 a.m. in the morning. Ay, ay, ay. It's 5 a.m. here, so it didn't quite click. Spirit, he tried to switch to Protoss. He tried to play Protoss here. That was not a mistake, by the way. Like, he was gonna play PvP, but he has been notified here that this tournament does have a specific rule set, does not allow race switching mid-series. If someone wants to play a different race, if Rainer wants to play Protoss, if Clem wants to play Protoss, if Spirit wants to play Protoss, you can play Protoss, but you have to play Protoss from the beginning. You cannot play game 1 as Terran and then switch to Zerg or switch to Protoss or switch to random. That is not allowed, not in this tournament. No. So unfortunately, Spirit was not aware of that. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to show off his Protoss play and his Protoss skills. Unfortunately. But again, some tournaments do allow it, other tournaments don't allow it. It's a tournament by tournament basis. Hey. Regame. We wouldn't cost Spirit a game for that, not at all. That'd be crazy. he didn't know that he couldn't play Protoss. So here we go. So we are going to be switching on over here. Once again, loading into Ultra Love, and I'm a little bit concerned for Spirit. It's possible that he might not be fully prepared to play Terran on Ultra Love. I don't know if he always planned to play Protoss here, but regardless, let's go. Let's jump in. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the red Protoss player representing Team Vitality, leading the series 2-0 and 1 game away from claiming the series and making it through into the group stage. It is Zoun. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the blue Terran player, the blue Terran representing ROC Esports. It is Spirit. It's allowed to switch before a best of, but not into the best of. Yes. So, for example, in a group, if you have to play in a group, if it's like round robin, for example, Spirit, he can play Terran against one player and then play Zerg against another player, or Protoss against another player. I believe one of the reasons why this rule does exist is also because of vetoes. A player would be at a disadvantage if they're vetoing for a certain matchup, but then you play a different race on a certain map as well, so like that's one of the reasons why. Just because certain maps are better for one race and another race, or they're better for a certain play style for one race and another race. But as you mentioned, it's on a tournament by tournament basis sort of thing. As Spirit, he's forced to play Terran. No. No one wants to play Terran. Smurge, papi, smurge. Maybe next time, For now, economic opener. Single gas here, so racks expand out of Spirit. Go. As we have our initial standard opener, likewise, Zoun should be playing a little bit safer here coming into Ultra Love. We're expecting 3-gate blink. We'll see if he commits into a 4th gateway. We'll see if he does go for something more aggressive. As well, come on to Ultra Love. Ultra Love is one of the smaller maps in the map pool, shorter rush distance by ground. The 3rd base is a little bit more exposed, as there is no high ground advantage at the 3rd or at the 4th base either, so you do have that advantage as the aggressor pushing in. One of the reasons why we see a lot of all-ins on this map is because of that fact. Also, if we expand towards each other, we're separated by a screen of space, right? Like from 3rd to 3rd base, very short rush distance by ground. So you can be hyper aggressive. You can also abuse the area in between the 3rd and the 4th base, as there is an entrance here into this center location, into these crossroads. So you can wedge yourself in between and force a better fight in your favor. As we mentioned previously, Ultra Love is typically a map of extremes. Yes, there are all these advantages to be aggressive, But if you can establish yourself on 4 bases, if you can slow the game down, then you can extend it into a very long game state just because of how defendable the center of the map is. These bridges, these ramps as well, they're very narrow, very small, very short. As a result, it can be quite difficult to get across these bridges or up these ramps if your opponent is on the other side. So the game can slow down to a crawl if we can, again, get up to that kind of like mid-game scenario. Here we go. For now, Zoun is playing very safe. He's taking his gases here at his natural, and he is staying on 2 bases. So we have 3-gate blink into a robo. Sorry, I said blink. Yeah, sorry, yeah. 3-gate blink into a robo. Gases are being taken, which means most likely we're going to throw down a tech structure on 2 bases and delay the 3rd quite heavily. So delayed 3rd base for Zoun. Taking his gases. From here, he can go for the Bay or he can go for the Temple Archives. He can go for either one. And Spirit back at home so far. Standard play 3-1-1. Early stim though. Okay. We have a much earlier stim timing for Spirit. Much earlier. 3rd base now being taken. Again, delayed 3rd for Zoun. We're still waiting for his tech of choice. Okay. Going straight into charge. So blink, straight into charge. Delayed splash damage. So charge into the Templar Archives. This storm timing is going to be earlier than last game. And again, that is because of the earlier gases. Oh, he's going for stim. No shot. He's going for the dive. And 2 more volleys. Can he get it? Uno más. And he does the nice stim. Ay. The purpose of this build was to hit with stim, by the way. Was to hit then and there. But Spirit is going to be delayed. Oh, boy. Spirit is delayed, stim has restarted, and Zoun will buy more time. He's buying more time. Which means by the time Spirit moves out, Storm is going to be done. Storm will be complete. We have a massive gateway explosion. Back on the medevac. And Spirit, he gets a 3rd TC. 3rd TC is on the way. Spirit, he is not going for a 2-base all-in. That might have been the initial plan, but Spirit, because he's been delayed, because he knows how good Zoun is as well, looks like he is going to be deterred from that kind of play. So 3rd TC, he's building up into a longer game state, into the mid-game. See if we can find any damage on the way. Moves out with his medevac. Zoun, he will miss this. I say miss that, sorry. He does have an observer over the main army. He may have seen the medevac, but we didn't see any major reaction. Spirit's moving out. Stim is completing, +1 as well. We can see Zoun respond to the main army. Storm is ready. Zoun, he wants to fight. There's a scan. Storm is coming in. Oh no! The army choked up. Storm on the tanks. Yeah, Storm on the tanks. Tanks, they go down. Storm on the main army as well. And Zoun, he will dominate this fight. He's still got another Storm. Going for the warp in. At the same time, dropping to the main. Warp in was just used. He has to recall. Yeah, he's forced to recall. And Spirit buys time. If it wasn't for that recall, Zoun would have kept pushing. Zoun, he had a Storm available. He would have kept going. Oh. Still has an army in position. So thanks to the recall, Spirit, he's buying time, going for another triple drop. Does move out. Zoun, he just wants to send it. He just wants to go. Now, can we force a weird base trade? Right, there's a drop towards the main, there's another medevac in between the bases. Triple drop is moving out, another double drop as well. Down he spots the medevacs. Marines move in, we're going for the base trade, let's go! And this may be the best chance for Spirit. his best opportunity. Base trade is upon us. Mind shot's going to be going up. Nice connections. Yeah, the connections are solid. The Zelts are being softened up. Boys are being pulled. And the third base goes down. Ooh, brutal storms on the SCVs. Storms are connecting. More boys being pulled down. He's running out of supply here. Yeah, he's running out of supply. Recalls on cooldown. Remember, he just used it. And Spirit, he's going to make a series out of this. Spirit, he's going for the kill. But there are storms. There are defensive storms. True. Down, he will lose natural. Where's the storm? Oh, where's the storm? Oh, he does the storm. Yeah, Zoun not paying attention. Focusing across the map instead. High Templar going down. No storms. Miscontrol out of Zoun. Yeah, the attention wasn't there. Again, a couple of storms. I could have shut this down. Could have been enough. Zoun, he's trying to defend. Just trying to hold on. Brutal SimCity. Brutal choke points. Zelze cannot engage. And Spirit, I think he has done it here. Zoun, he just doesn't have enough DPS across the map. Yeah, the DPS just isn't there. And Spirit, he will kill everything. There are 0 probes left. Zoun, he's racing home with some High Templar. Storms have potential. Storms are good, but I don't know if they're that good. As again, these are the final buildings for Zoun. High Templar have arrived. And it's a couple of storms. Jesus. The mine shot! Oh my god. Whew. Nice dodge. Nice dodge on the mine. Another Widow Mine available. The best that Zoun can hope for is a draw. That's the best that Zoun can hope, just because the CCs can lift, right? They can always lift, they can lift away. Can Zoun kill this army? Can he force a draw? Oh. These Marauders are so tanky. it takes so many storms to kill a Marauder. Yeah, GG gets called. The Marauders just survive, and Spirit, he does fight back. He does put a point on the board. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Again, very clutch moves out of Spirit. He went for the Hail Mary play. He went for the mass counterattack instead. In the face of a terrifying army, Spirit, he was able to pull off some drops across the map and able to force the base trade, the base race out of Zoun. Again, the MVPs of that game for Spirit was the first drop, the first singular full Marine drop in the main base, because if you remember, Zoun, he just warped in across the map, so he didn't have any defensive warp-ins, and he was forced to recall. That one recall won Spirit the game, because it meant that there was no recall to defend against the follow-up triple drop, which forced the base trade. So that was a big moment here for Spirit to force that early recall. That led into the win. GG, well played. With that, we're getting into game number 4, and Spirit, he has momentum. He has momentum on his side. Can he go all the way? Can he force the ace match? Let's go. Let us go. Approximately how many hours of this awesome SC2? Around 2 hours. We have 1.5 series left. We're gonna wrap up this series, of course, Zoun versus Spirit, and we have Rogue versus Mana after this as well. For now, though, as we are halfway through, we're gonna be going on a break. We have a 3-minute break. When we come back, we'll have the remainder of the series. Let's go. Let us go. Here we go. All Zoun had to do was delay long enough for recall to finish the cooldown, but by then he was losing all of his Nexi. Remember, all the Nexus went down, so he could not recall, or he couldn't just wait for the recall to be available. That's why we did mention how the drop was the MVP, if you weren't here for the start of the game. But yes, for now we're going to be going on a short break. We'll see you soon in a couple of minutes. See you soon. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to our third series of the broadcast. We are mid-series currently, and the comeback has begun. Can we go all the way? Can we make it all the way to the to the ace match? Let's go. Let us go. Spawning in the bottom hand corner of Persephone, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Team Vitality. It is Zoun. Leading the series 2-1, and spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the Polish Terran player, we have the blue Terran representing ROC Esports. Fighting back, putting a point on the board, it is a Spirit. Here we go, and again, his Spirit has not been broken despite having a rough start to the last game. We saw the Spirit, he went for the Hail Mary play, went for the mass drop play, was able to pop off, able to force the base trade, the base race, and to come out on top in that as well. GG, well played. Impressive play there by Spirit. Moves out with the SCV, but he gets found by the Pro. Oh, does he find him? The Pro barely does miss the SCV, just barely with that Spirit. He does skirt around the edge, and he's coming in for, I would imagine, the eBay block. As we have our racks across the map. SCV moves in, but Zoun comes back in time to spot this, to react, and to deal with the eBay. So nice positioning here by Zoun. The boys are being pulled, and this eBay should not get too much progression. Zoun should force a cancel, and will be able to expand. So again, nice positioning play here from Zoun. Kills the SCV. Oof. Yeah, kills the worker, deals with the eBay, and from here the game will continue. Spirit looks like he's going for the Raxin to expand. He will be forced to cancel. And it really doesn't time. There's a cancel, there's a CC. And with that, we're calming down. Calming down, getting into game number 4. Welcome one to Persephone. Persephone is an interesting map, for sure. Has some interesting quirks as well. We have seen a lot of aggression work here on Persephone. We have seen the game slow down to a crawl as well. Also, it feels like a map of extremes, but maybe not as extreme as Ultra Love. And our eyes are going to be on Spirit. For the most part, we expect Zoun to play like he has been so far this series, going for 3-gate Blink, into Charge, into Storm. Has done so every game so far. Has had slight variances in his build, but the goal has been the same. Reaper gets in, gets 1, gets 2 probes. Gets 2, can we get 3? Oh, ooh, barely. Does get another worker there, so 2 probes go down for the Reaper. At the same time, Adept gets into the main base. Delays the CC. Does delay, but doesn't kill the worker. Flash moves out of Spirit. From here, we're building up. Twilight Council's on the way, so once again, Twilight Council into Blink. Again, we're just kind of expecting the same thing out of Zoun. Spirit has been making more adjustments, though. Going for the Tech Lab. So Hellion straight into Tech Lab. From here, we can go into add-on swaps. We can go for earlier Cyclone or earlier tank production. See where Spirit takes us. And there it is. It is going to be for the add-on swap. Add-on swap into early Raven. Okay. Raven's going to be on the way to harass. Do have our 3-racks follow-up here. I would imagine we should be getting into tank production from here. Not into early stim. That would be crazy. And you can see that Zoun, he's checking for that. Does see the research, making it look like Cloak Banshee. There's the add-on, so we are going for early stim. Okay. Very early stim out of Spirit. Foregoing any kind of tank production. That is quite greedy. If Zoun, Zoun sees this. He does see this, does spot this, is aware. He even sees that cloak was cancelled. So Zoun sees everything. He could have responded with extra gateways with hyper aggression with Blink Stalker to punish this. Again, it can be very difficult to defend without any tanks against 4-gate Blink. We can see Zoun expands. Zoun, he throws down a third Nexus. Does have the information he needs, but Zoun, he'll just chill, calm down, and expand. Raven attempts to harass. Temple Archives on the way. Getting into Storm. So once again, Storm in charge out of Zoun. This time Stim is not going to be cancelled. And Spirit does have a strong Stim timing available to him. Stim into +1. We'll see if we can hit before Storm. I'm hoping the Medevac doesn't get caught out. Don't load up. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh god, he's going for it.
Research complete.
Okay, thank god.
Want a piece of me, boy?
The Observer pulls away. He does load up. Shoving towards the right. Stalker is not in position. Goes for a fake drop. Is spotted here by Zoun. Is spotted. Spirit does push. The Storm will finish in time. Likewise getting a third CC. Building up behind this. Zoun does catch a Marine. Does get a couple Marines. High Templar are backing up. There's a first Storm. Does end one. Lands one, and he's still holding on to more. It's going to be a zoning Storm. Doesn't quite connect. Spirit pulls away in time. At the same time, we do have a drop into the main. With his Marauders, there's going to be a slow warp into defense. Oh, very slow. We'll finish. Zoun holds. Zoun holds on. Spirit going for another drop into the main base. Zoun will have a recall. Can respond with a recall. Spirit going for the Doom drop, heads into the mineral line. And probes are going down, and Zoun, he does respond. Spirit going for the Nexus, actually. And even up, can he get the High Templar? Gets one. One High Templar goes down, Nexus as well. Very nice drop. Zoun having a hard time keeping up, he does not punish. Medevacs get away, Zelta at the same time they hit the mineral line, they do get a couple of SCVs. And Zoun is being pulled apart, forced to recall. Recalls to the right, doesn't recall much. Immortal gets targeted down. Zoun, he's barely keeping up, barely treading water, but again, he's down to a 2-base economy. Ay, ay, ay. And Spirit, he's popping off. He's popping off that. So also hit the natural. But there are some reinforcements back at home. Zoun, he delays the reinforcements. SCVs are falling. Nice run by. Storms, they once again mainly zone. Some panic storms out of Zoun. Loses a high energy High Templar. And Spirit has been controlling well. Has been controlling well. Spirit, is he paying attention? Oh, he is. Once again, those are 2 storms. Zoun, we can't be too wasteful back. Yes, they're down. Zoun is trying to be active. Does not quite force a cancel. Getting very close though. It's a very low CC. Nice storm. Best storm we've had so far. Delta moving in. Can they get a kill? Okay, the command center is very low. Oh, it does force a cancel. Will delay the fourth base. A base on the way, working towards Colossus. And Spirit already has Ghost in production. EMPs are going to be available. You know, Zoun does with the double drop. Zoun is aware. The Spirit still has momentum, still has a supply lead. And Zoun, he needs more time for the Colossus. Spirit's moving in. We have how many High Templar? 5 Templar. Force the storm already. Double jump into the main. And how good are the EMPs going to be? And we'll look for the EMPs. We just go straight down mid, straight for the natural. Zoun out of position. Ah, the mine shots are brutal. We get some decent storms, but the base goes down. Oh, nice pickups. Does punish. Two full medevacs. Zoun, he's trying to hold on, trying to defend, but another drop into the main base. Aye, aye, aye. And Zoun, he can't keep up. He cannot keep up. He's being torn apart, losing base after base. Losing a mineral line as well. Zoun, he's committed. He's going for his counterattack. He has 5 High Templar. Despite getting the Bay, he has no Colossus. And he's pushing into so many ghosts. Once again, this comes down to the storms. And I think we've only had one good storm so far this game. EMPs, they connect. No storms. Oh my god, brutal EMPs. Ay, ay, ay. EMPs, they connect with everything. The Archons go down. The High Templar, the storms are denied. And Spirit, he will completely clean up this army. Oh boy. Takes down all the ghosts though. Ghosts go down, but this is the final army for Zoun. Brutal mine connections. Catching out the Immortal. Reinforcements have arrived. Spirit, he saves the 4th base. He holds on to it. And that move had to end the game. Zoun, he had to kill, or at least kill an expansion, as Zoun is falling further behind. At this point, Zoun is relying on Spirit to make mistakes. If Spirit messes up, if he overextends, if he stands in storms, if he attacks with half his army at a time, like there are worlds out there where maybe Zoun can claw his way back into this, but it's looking bleak here for Zoun. We mention this all the time, like TVP can be is very momentum based, and it can be very difficult to try to take that momentum away, take it back. Double drop into the main. Moves in. EMP's the High Templar once again. Ensures there are no storms. And Spirit is maxed. Spirit, he's maxed out. He should be sending it across the map. Remember, there are no storms with the main army. At Templar, they just keep getting caught out. EMPs are insane. I mean, that's a big power spike here for the Terran, is getting into Ghost production. And if you don't have Colossus ready for the Ghosts, then EMPs just annihilate everything. It's typically why you don't want to be stuck with only one form of splash damage as a Protoss player. Whether it's just Colossus or just High Templar, ideally you want a mixture of the two. You have too many Colossus, then your opponent makes a bunch of Vikings and they shut you down. Too many Ghosts and the EMPs. And the Colossus, they're just now popping out, but it's after the fight. It's after the losses for Zoun. After the damage has been done. Zoun does Zoun. There's a lot of cells falling. Oh, Spirit making use of the healing pad. Let's go. Let's heal up with the pad. Now, what I will say here is, we just spoke about, you know, the counter to Colossus. We spoke about Vikings. Zoun, I believe, is up to 3. He's up to 3 Colossus. And there are no Vikings with the main army. Now, Viking production has begun. As Spirit, he just spotted all those Colossus, so now he's aware. But currently, again, the Viking count is still building up. Zoun, can he take some trades and some fights here with this Colossus? He's gonna try, but oh god, he just doesn't have the numbers here. Doesn't have the army. Vikings are reinforcing. Spirit, he's getting there. Again, the Colossus, they got a lot of work to do. Go. Spirit rotates, takes down another expansion. Base goes down. At the same time, we're trading a base for a base, or at least we're trying to. Storm lands. Ugh, but again, the Vikings, they just dominate the skies. They get one of the Colossus. They try to chase the other. Vikings do overextend. Well, Planetary goes down. There's a recall back home, but again, it's only going to be Zealots here. It's mainly Zealots. High Templar coming in. Storms are premature. They're being forced out early. Zoun, can he catch the army? Oof. Nice snipe on the Robo. Yeah, Spirit has control of the ramp. Takes care of all the Zealots. Still pushing into Colossus range though. Let's get the hell out of here. Has to pull away. Does pick up. Picks up, pulls away. These two Colossus, they did so much damage in the back line. We got nukes on the way, sure, why not? Don't know if we need that, but okay. We're getting some nukes. One nuke, I should say. So we got one nuke. Zoun going for the gold. Hey, if he can get the gold base up running, maybe he can recover. Zoun has been on the back foot for quite some time now. He's been holding on. He's holding on. As there's a nuke. Nuke in the mineral line. Armies, they pass by each other. Nuke will land. Oh my god. 19 probes going down. And we're just going for the base trade. We're going for the base trade. Let's go. We're trading bases. Planetary falls. Probes, they evacuate to the goal, but there's a ghost in the mineral line. Spirit going bottom right. Does EMP, ensures there's no recall. I believe a couple of workers are... they can try to escape. Never mind. 27 probe kills. 27 workers go down. There is still a handful of workers left back at home. There's 3 in the main base and 1 at the natural. But Zoun, he doesn't have any money. Okay, he has no money for a Nexus. And Zoun is racing home. He's racing back home. Spirit has enough medevacs where he can pick up and leave. There's a recall. There's a recall by Kerman. Spirit, he moves in. Shots the EMPs. Yeah, Storm to land. Lands one massive storm. He lands a storm, but GG gets called. Spirit, he still has far too much. In Spirit, he will claim the game. And we're going to the ace match. GG. Whew, GG, well played. We are going all the way to the ace match here. Yeah, again, a very, very intense game. Spirit, from almost the beginning, he was in the driver's seat. We spoke about the opener. Spirit, he went into a really fast stim timing, and Zoun, his response was to try to keep up economically. Went for a third base, went for a more of a passive response instead, and Spirit, he popped off. He popped off just pulling Zoun apart, drops left, drops right, dropping into the main base, into the third as well, sniping at bases. If you remember, initially he was able to kill the main and knock him down to 2 bases, and Zoun fell behind early. He did fall behind early on. And we saw Spirit take some very nice trades, some very nice fights. GG. GG, well played. Catching up with the chat. Hit the single high temple as they dropped from the prism. No, he did. As the high temple were dropping from the prison, they were just being blanket EMP'd. It was crazy, man. It was crazy. Go. So we're getting into the ace match. And we're loading into Pylon. Ooh, Pylon, one of the smallest, do I want to say the smallest map? One of the more aggressive maps in the map. Well, known for aggression, known for 2-base all-ins. Very small map, short rush distance by ground. We expect aggression. We favor aggression here on Pylon. What are we going for? Let's go. Let us go. As this is the final game of the series. The last game. The last game. So we're jumping into game 5 and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Pylon. We have the Polish Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing ROC Esports. He was down heavily in the series, but he's brought us all the way back to the ace match. Can he pull off a Showtime and pull off a reverse sweep? It's a rare sight. We've already seen it once already in tonight's broadcast.
Paused.
We'll see if we get it again, as we do have a bit of a pause and hopefully everything's okay. Yeah, I noticed as well. Yeah. Restart, yeah. As Spirit, he just began the game with an influx of minerals and gas. That's a weird bug. Quickly checking. The map was normal, the mod was normal as well. But yeah, there was this weird bug. Fun fact, I noticed, I don't know if you noticed watching, but there was no loading screen. It went from countdown timer straight into game, which we never see. Yeah, hold on. Yeah. Ah, it was the wrong map. Okay. That's fine. So it wasn't a bug, but the map itself is actually, yeah. The map itself actually spawns in a player with extra minerals and gas. So they used the wrong map. Fun fact, so there's a map that's been uploaded by someone, by a troll. It's called Pylon LE, but it's got spaces after the LE to try to trick people. So unfortunately, just wrong map. But it's all good. It's all good. Show me the money. Everyone knows. True. What is it? There is no black sheep? What's the... God. No, black sheep wool? Is that what it was called? a Fog of War cheat. I remember that one. Something like that. It's been a long time. Been a long time. As here we go, so we're getting into the ace match and spawning in there. Yeah, Black Sheep Wall. Yeah, that's it. That's it. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of when I played Brood the campaign when I was a kid, of course, I knew the cheats, of course. In the bottom right hand corner, we have the Polish Terran player, the Polish Terran, the blue Terran representing ROC Esports. It is a Spirit. Us back and forcing the ace match. Can he go all the way? And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Protoss player, the South Korean Protoss representing Team Vitality. It is Zoun. Power overwhelming. That was the other one. True. Ay. True. But here we go. We have found ourselves in the ace match here, and again, Spirit bringing us back from the brink, winning 2 games in a row. Can he go all the way? Can he pull off that reverse sweep? Let's go. For now, single gas opener, economic start out of Spirit. Does not attempt to go for the eBay block. Doesn't go across the map. We're calming down, and welcome one onto Pylon. We just spoke about this. Sorry, just a little bit off center after we had to remake and after we had to redo the game. But again, here on Pylon, this map is known for aggression, known for all-ins. The rush distance by ground is very short. Especially from natural to third base location can be very, very short. These spaces are very accessible as well, and it can be difficult to defend. It goes both ways. We have seen some Protoss players be hyper-aggressive on this map as well, with also some success. So we'll see where Spirit takes us. We'll see if he does decide to commit into a 2-base all-in, which we have yet to really see too much of. I say that game 1 was a 1-base all-in. True. That's what we saw on Sandworm, if you recall. But we haven't seen a 2-base all-in yet. Go. As from here, we're just going for a 1-1-1, so there's no faster second or third racks. So far, everything's looking normal. So far, at least. Zoun, he will confirm. Does open up Sentry Stalker. Hallucination moves out, and we'll keep an eye on the production and on the add-ons as well. The reactor is on the factory. We can see Spirit is going reactor to Widowmine, reactor to mine into a mine drop. Zoun back at home throwing down a second and third gateway, 3-gate blink. Once again, 3-gate blink stalkers. Again, this has become the standard, the go-to opener in PvT, and we've seen it every game so far. Once again, we might see Zoun going for a robo and extra gases on 2 bases, just to be extra safe. I wouldn't blame him on Pylon, as the drop does move out. Does move out. Hallucination does spot the medevac. Nicely done. And Zoun is getting in position. Spirit, he knows has been spotted. He's holding onto his boost. Away. There we do see double gas at the natural, which means we're going into faster attack, into most likely earlier storm. Oh, nice force field. Nice force field, nice bait. Zoun does defend. And Spirit, he actually rushes into a third CC before the third racks. Okay. Very greedy. So greedier build here out of Spirit. Is building up into the mid game, not setting up for a 2-base all-in. Sound does expand. Again, we're still expecting a Temple Archives. Charge has begun. We have excess gas. And there is that Temple Archives. So this is the same build that we saw in Ultra Love. Same build. As the Observer does spot the medevac, Zoun does intercept. Thankfully, there wasn't too much in the medevac. Thankfully. Let's go down. With that medevac falling, Spirit, he should be aware there's an Observer. Should be aware something's wrong. Zoun is containing. Not losing too much yet. And remember, Spirit, he isn't going for an all-in. Yes, Stim is going to finish, and yes, Spirit, he should be able to break out, but break out just to expand. As here comes the third base. Comes the third. Which was scouted. And we'll see if Zoun can break that third base, as Zoun is going to be the aggressor. Spirit expands, the War Prism is now done, so early War Prism out of Zoun, the High Templar, they loaded up. Remember, Storm did finish early, so what, banking up that energy. And Zoun, he's going to hit before there are any ghosts, before there are any EMPs. But Spirit is already getting ready for this. Here we have the depot, bunkers are on the way, he's already set up, already sieged. We'll see if Spirit can hold. He still needs a little bit more time for those bunkers. Does spot the Observer. Nice pickoff. Bunkers are ready. Spirit, he's looking secure. He pulls back one of the tanks. Okay. Does pull back. Storms are coming in. Oh! Takes out one of the High Temple already. Storm does land, but tanks they can tank it. Oh god. No, he stands in the storms. Yeah, it does stand in the storms. Brutal connections. Tanks are going down. Boys are being pulled after the tanks fall. And late reaction out of Spirit and Zoun. He's breaking through. I say that with the reinforcement Spirit he holds, he doesn't lose many SCVs. Only 5. Only 5 workers went down. Spirit he's holding. He is holding on. Not the cleanest defense, but defense nonetheless. Sounds moving in. He still has his High Templar. Storms a crazy army. No major connections. The mine shots they pop off. Yeah, it blinks into the Widow Mines. There's still what, 1 Storms left. And that's going to be the final Storm on the SCVs. Storm on the workers. CC's under fire. But without Storms, Spirit, he can take a fight. Oh no, the CC! CC goes down. Massive pickoff. Spirit being contained to 2 bases. Spirit is contained. Being contained. Oh god. He moves that too soon with the SCVs. 9 workers going down. And we have more Storms ready. will take some mind shots to the face. A lot of mind shots, actually. Good minds that connect well. Zelda going down. EMP on the Archons. Well, the Storms, they might still be too much. They soften up the bio. Now it does pull the boys. Pull the boys. It's still going to be a close fight here for Spirit. He barely does hold. But he bled out so much in the process. That's 15 SCVs going down. Does slip into the mineral line. Good reaction there. Yeah, quick reaction out of Zoun. Reacts in time. Let's go. He rebuilt his CC. Spirit, he's still in this. He rebuilds the base. Zoun pushing once again. Bearing in mind that Zoun, he's very committed. He never got a Forge. No Forge, no +1, no upgrades. It's all 0-0. He's trying to kill Spirit. And he does find the drops. Does find them. Links in. Gets one full medevac. One medevac goes down. Double drop on the right hand side. Does go for the drop. Zoun trying to find Spirit, trying to hunt him down. Here comes the drop into the mineral line. Does get in. Zoun, do we recall? There it is. Recalls to the main. And can we force a base trade? Ooh, Stalker's in position. Gets 1, 2, 3 full medevacs. All the medevacs go down. Massive pickup here from Zoun. Zoun, he shuts down the drop. But he will lose the third. He's also at the third base. Another defensive storm. No, he's not paying attention. Yeah, GG gets called. Does take the storm to the face. Zoun, he defends. He shuts down the aggression. And Zoun, he will take the series 3-2, advancing on to the group stage. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Zoun, he does claim the series. Very clutch, very intense back and forth. I definitely could have seen Spirit taking this as well, especially with the counter drops with the drop play, but alas, Zoun, he was able to recall home to his main base. He was ready for the drops. He shut down Spirit, and with that, GG. Zoun does claim the series, does advance on. Spirit is out of the tournament. He's out of the tournament, but regardless, was a very intense and very back and forth series. Went all the way to the ace match. It was a really rough start for Spirit, but he did bring it all the way back. Impressive play there. GG. GG, well played. Very impressive performance there by Spirit. But my condolences as he is out of the tournament. And with that, we have one series left here tonight. One more best of 5 to go. It's going to be a best of 5 between Rogue and Mana. Oh boy. Hold on, I'll refresh the bracket. We'll refresh. As a reminder, the preliminary stage is 2 days. 2 days of the preliminary stage. So day 1 is 4 best of 5s. Day 2, another 4 best of 5s. So we will be back tomorrow with the rest of the preliminary stage. As you can see here, Showtime, he's already made it through alongside Ryung, alongside Zoun, alongside one more player tonight. Rogue and Mana, they face off in that final best of 5 for tonight's broadcast. As you can see here, in 20 hours, time, we're going to be live with Shin versus Creator. So Shin Creator, Gabe Trigger, Bunny Skillis, and Lambert Estrella. Again, that is all tomorrow. All tomorrow in 20 or so hours time. See here, 21 hours. 22, 23, and of course 20. So again, in 20 hours time, we'll be back with day 2. For now though, we're going to be going on a break. And when we come back, we'll have that final best of 5. See you soon after the break.